Hi, welcome back to Basically Baking. This is episode 3. I'm gonna do a really simple recipe today for all you parents or kids out there who want to get into baking or kids want to get into baking. This is a recipe I started with when I was fairly young, and it's one of the best. I'm gonna show you. You only need 3 ingredients for this, so it's really easy. So let's get started. All right, the 3 ingredients you're gonna need for this is cream cheese softened. As you can tell, mine is very soft and I've left it out most of the day. Chocolate almond bark. You can also do white chocolate, but I think this chocolate's better. And a whole pack of Oreos. So those are the 3 ingredients you're gonna need. You're also gonna need a food processor. You don't have to use one, but I've learned with this recipe, using that is your best option. Since I am poor and I have to have cheap stuff, I have a small one I got at Walmart. Obviously you can use bigger ones, but we're gonna put all of our Oreos in there, crushing them up. I'm gonna show you what you want it to look like, so that way you're able to mix it in with the cream cheese. All right, so here's our food processor. As you can see, it is very small, which that's okay because I'm gonna be mixing all this into a stand mixer, which I recently got, which is really nice. What you're going to do is you wanna put your whole pack of Oreos in here. Since this is small, I'm only gonna do it in sections, which I'm not going to show all that because that'd be really long and boring for you guys. So I will grind all this up and then I will show you what you do after you're done with that. All right, so I did 1 row of Oreos and this is how you want it to look. It is very much like a sand texture, which is exactly what you want because you are going to mix in the cream cheese to make it look like balls. They are called Oreo balls. So that is what you are going to want to do. I'm going to undo. I finally got a stand mixer, you guys. It's great. I love having it. Usually you would mix the cream cheese in it with your blender. Since mine is not big enough, I'm going to put them all in here when I'm done finishing all that, mix it in with the cream cheese, so that way I get the consistency I want. So we got all the Oreos pulsed, which is really good. When you do blend it, mine is a little different because you have to hold the lid down in order to get it to pulse the way you want it to. If you're using a regular food processor, you will do small pulses until you get to the consistency of this, kind of like a dirt sand type consistency. With your cream cheese, you're going to want a full 8 ounces of cream cheese. I did cut mine up. I don't know if you can see it that well because it is kind of a mangled mess, but you do want 8 ounces of soft cream cheese, full cup. Now I'm taking a scraper and just scraping all the rest of that cream cheese off to get it into my bowl, because you want every little bit, because you don't want your ratio thrown off in any which way. All right. That is what you want to look like right now, because it is not mixed. I'm gonna mix it in just a second to show you how you want it to look as you are mixing it. All right, this is the type of paddle you're gonna wanna use to make sure that it does not get so stuck that you can't get anything out of your paddle. So don't use like a whisk or anything like that. Trust me, use the paddle. All right, I've used my mixer a lot today because it is baking day, so it's a little tired, but it will be fine. You can see with that softened cream cheese how it's coming together so much nicer than if it was warm and hard, or if it was cold and hard. You do not want it cold. You do want this warm so it's able to incorporate everything into your Oreo balls. All right, it's done mixing. That took maybe like 30 seconds because the cream cheese was not cold, which is really nice. This is how you want it to look. I hope you all can see that because my camera angle is really bad right now. That's how you want it to look like, kind of like a dough, but it's just Oreos and cream cheese. What you're gonna next is you're gonna take a cookie scooper and you're gonna make little balls, put them on a tray and put them in the freezer, and I will show you what that looks like once I am done getting them all out. All right, this is how you want your tray to look, all nice and ready. If you don't have these silicone mats, then I recommend getting parchment paper, because that is also a great thing to use when you're making Oreo balls, especially because these go into the freezer. This is exactly how you want them to look, just like a little cookie dough ball. So while I do this, I will tell you that today is my Christmas baking day. It's one of my favorite days of the year. tradition me and my dad started when I was, oh gosh, I don't know, I was little, let's just say that. And I have made a lot today. I've made nutmeg cookies, I made cranberry white chocolate chip cookies, I made Hershey Kisses cookies, which they're really just pretzels with the Hershey Kiss melted and then you stick an M&M in the middle. I call them Hershey Kisses cookies. I know it's probably not what they're called, but that's what I call them. So I've made a lot. Oreo balls are one of our favorite things to make this time of year because they are just so delicious. They are my brother's favorite thing to make. He's probably going to be mad editing this, seeing all this deliciousness and not being able to eat it. But it is the season of giving, in which we would hand out baked goods to almost everyone we knew every year, just to show that we love and appreciated them, and we're happy that they were in our lives for that year and how much they helped us, because we still have a lot of good family friends that we still talk to today that are just the best people I know, and I always want to celebrate them this time of year because they are truly amazing. All right, since you're not baking these and these are going in the freezer, you can put more, because they're not gonna bake together. They're gonna be frozen in a fridge. Like I said in one of my posts, it is one of the most busiest times of years for bakers because everyone wants baked goods to impress family and friends and people coming around. And so, I mean, I love it because it's so much fun being able to see the joy on people's faces when you bring them a holiday treat and just saying, I've been thinking about you and I love you. All right, last one. Kind of hear that scraping? Because I can and it's annoying, I'm sorry. All right. And that is how you want them to look. They're perfect little balls. They're gonna go in the freezer for, I'm gonna say roughly 5 hours or until they are completely frozen. And then we're gonna move on to the last part, which is dipping them in chocolate, which is delicious. All right, you guys, it is almost time for the Oreo balls to be done in the freezer. I'm currently baking something else right now, but I figured let's get a head start. So next thing you wanna do is you wanna melt your chocolate. So let's get to it. All right, so this is the bowl I'm gonna use. As you can see, it's not very big. You don't want it extremely big because that would make it harder to fit in the microwave, obviously. So this is the chocolate I choose to use because it is really easy to melt in the microwave. We'll do about 3 hunks of it in there, and I'm gonna microwave this in about 30-second intervals until it's completely melted, which I will show you what that looks like when I'm done. All right, surprisingly, it didn't take that long. I think because I put it on top of my dishwasher as it was running, that the chocolate was already a little melted and already a little easy to get to this point. So this is how you want it to look, obviously very stringy. And I left my Oreo balls in the freezer at this time because you want them to be ice cold when you dip them, so that way the chocolate hardens. Let's see if they want to come out. There we go. That's how your Oreo ball should look. All right, so I'm going to drop the ball in. I'm gonna quickly cover it as much as I can. Just like that. You have a gorgeous chocolate Oreo ball. And put it right down here, back onto the tray, let it harden, and you'll keep on doing that until you have them all finished. All right, and then once you're done with that, I'm gonna show you how we decorate them and make them look all Christmassy and pretty. All right, as you can see, they're all dipped and they look super yummy. To decorate them, since most of them have hardened, I'm gonna throw some extra chocolate on top, just like that with my fork. I have my wonderful Christmas sprinkles. I'm just gonna put a little bit on there, make it look holly and jolly, because what is Christmas without sprinkles? People who say sprinkles are gross or yada yada yada, I disagree, because I feel like a little bit of sprinkle does help bring whatever your vision is to life. Yeah, and so this is how you decorate it. You can also get white chocolate and put drizzle that on it instead, and then put the sprinkles or whatever you want on top. It also makes it look super cute, and they're so easy for if you're starting out with baking and you want to try something simple for your kid or yourself to try. This is a good first start because they're so good, but they're so easy. When I tell you that about everyone I know who I've taught with baking, I always recommend, I'm like, always do Oreo balls first, and they do, and they're like, that was such a smart idea, because it really got me to learn how to actually prep, because if this you do have to prep a lot. You have to make sure you get out everything on time, so because you want the cream cheese softened, you want the chocolate melted, you want the Oreo balls still frozen when you dip them. It's a whole shindig. So all right, they're done, and they look so cute and beautiful. Obviously a little messy right now, but I will include a picture of how they look on the plates, my decorative plates, after I'm done, because I'm gonna go pass these out tomorrow to spread some Christmas cheer. Merry Christmas, and thank you for tuning in to Basically Baking. Bye.